All right, we're back, and we're talking about Ricky Dozan again. Without him, there probably wouldn't be Japanese wrestling today. With NWA San Francisco, we're continuing his accomplishments, by the way, for those who are missing this. The Pacific Northwest Heavyweight, the Pacific Northwest Any Champion for the NWA with the San Francisco version with Dennis Clary. The NWA World Tag Team Champion, the San Francisco version with Kokichi Endo for North American Wrestling Alliance. Different from the NWA, but kind of still around. The NAWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum, class of 2006, and of course the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Award, Newsletters Hall of Fame in 1996. And of course, thinking about what he's done, he's also had a sumo career, which is interesting. For autumn, he went 9-4. For the summer of 1946, he went 9-4. For 1947, he went 9-1 and P. What does P mean? Does it say what P means? It does not say. Probably no contest due or something. I don't know. For that autumn of that year, 6-5. For the summer of 1948, 8-3 with an O. An O standing for outstanding performance with a star, which is Kimboshi. What does Kimboshi mean? Kimboshi. Just a gold star. Okay. Though the P stands for playoffs. Okay. P stands for playoffs. Just wanted to make sure. For the autumn of that year, 6-5. For the spring of 1949, 8-5. For the summer, disappointing, 3-12. For the autumn of that year, 8-7. Had a gold star with that as well. For the spring of 1950, 10-5. For summer, 8-7, and retired around the autumn to do professional wrestling at that point. But again, without Ricky Dozan, there would not be Japan wrestling as of that point. And finally, a guy who I feel should have went on their own. A guy that honestly is one of the headliners with Ricky Dozan of this class. Toots Mondt. I mean, who is also a great wrestler, but without him, there wouldn't be a WWE. There would not be a WWE. A member of the Goldust Trio, which eventually made wrestling into the entertainment that it is today. To the point where wrestling at that time in the 1920s, wrestling was slow-moving exhibitions, mostly went to 60-minute time limits, was not entertaining people at that time. So wrestling matches slowly became more predetermined at that point. With Mondt joining the camp of Ed Strangler Lewis, also with Billy Shadow, having their own promotion, which eventually, if I'm not mistaken, became the WWF, or Capital Wrestling Corporation, which eventually became the WWF. And if anything, without him, I don't think Vince Sr. and Vince Jr. respectively would have broke away from the NWA. Mondt was a big part of WWE, WWF at that time. And honestly, without them getting Buddy Rogers and Bruno Sammartino and many others at that time, I don't think WWE would have been a thing. If you think about that, it would have been crazy. And his accomplishments aren't really that much in wrestling. The Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum, 2008. The Wrestling Observer Newsletter, class 1986. And of course, the Legacy Award. But if you think about what he's done in this business, without him, there would be no WWE. In my opinion, there would be no WWE without that. And honestly, he should have been inducted a long time ago But if it's a Legacy Award, it has to be the Legacy Award. Then so be it. With that, the Hall of Fame is this Friday. And it'll be interesting to see what the Legacy Award does, as well as many other inductees. We know who we're inducting people, and some of them are who's who, and some are very confusing, and some are very interesting, especially since they'll have a live mic. But again, Hall of Fame, Legacy Award, it'll be interesting to see what happens here.